There's two knots that you need to know when tying your hook to your main line or to your leader. In this episode, I'm going to give you guys the two knots that I use on a daily basis when I'm fishing live bait, dead bait, or even lures. You need to know these knots. They're easy to tie and they're going to catch you more fish. Here we go. The first knot we're going to be tying today is the Uni Knot. Go ahead and feed your main line through the eye of the hook, as you can see here. Give yourself enough tag end to work with here. I have about a foot here. Go ahead and form this loop. This is the most difficult part of the knot. You want to form this loop, and then you're going to do about 4 to 6 turns here, depending on the size diameter of the line. If you're using bigger diameter, you're going to use less loops. In this example, I'm using a piece of string that's a little thick, so I only used 4 loops. And then all you're going to do is pull that tight. What I recommend is wetting that with a little saliva there and then pulling that tight. And that's all there is to that knot. And we're going to go ahead and trim this tag end. And that right there is a perfect knot that's fast to tie. It doesn't take much line. It's easy, it's fast. That is a perfect knot, and I never have this pull. You want to leave yourself a little bit of tag in just in case there's any give in the knot when you're fighting a fish, and that's ready to go. Now the next knot I'm going to be tying here is probably the knot I use 80% of the time. It is a loop knot. And what we're going to do here first is we're going to form an overhand knot before you feed this into the eye of the hook. You can see I have my overhand here. Then I'm going to go through the eye of the hook with the tag end there. And now I'm going to feed the tag end directly back into this overhand knot here. As you can see, it forms that nice little loop here. And then all I'm going to do here is I'm going to make 2 turns. That's average depending on the size diameter. If I'm using like an 8-pound test or something, I'll do 3 turns, but generally I'm doing 2 all the time. And then you can see on the right side of the knot here, I have this little opening. I'm going to go ahead and feed the tag end through that opening in the right hand side of the knot, and I'm going to pull that tight. And there we go, pulling that tight, pull that tight at the tag end, and then also pull tight at the hook. And you can set the size loop you want here. I made it a little bit bigger for demonstration purposes, but I generally make it smaller than this depending on what kind of fishing I'm doing. So that's the loop knot. This is an awesome knot because it allows the hook to freely move when you're fighting a fish like a sailfish, a mahi, or a tarpon, and they're really erratic and jumping around. The hook isn't as likely to pull when you have this kind of give, inside the loop here. So that's a pretty awesome knot to know. Alright, so there you have it. Those are my 2 favorite fishing knots that I use all the time when I'm out offshore, inshore, on the beach, in any situation. The Uni Knot and the loop knot are the only 2 fishing knots you need to know. Please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel, because in future rigging videos, I'm going to teach you how to tie leader to your main line, mono leader, or braid. And you're going to want to know those knots. I'm going to be showing you the Uni Knot used again to tie your leader to your main line, as well as a different knot I use for when tying braid, and my favorite for attaching leader to mono, which is the Bristol knot. That's an awesome knot. You guys are going to want to see that. Thank you, and tight lines.